Hi guys, this is Sukanya back once again from 7 IB Resource Center. And today my students have requested me to give you some insights on how to handle a good extended essay in IBDP psychology. So here you go. Your research question in the extended essay of IBDP psychology. And trust me, it is your research question which makes or breaks the whole essay. So we are going to concentrate today on, the first criteria of your assessment. And we're going to talk more about how you're going to extract your research question from moving from general, broad topics and then narrowing down to a very specific concept on what you have learned. So if you look at this, it talks about the focus and method, which is your criteria A. And it's very clear that, as what I have mentioned before, that you need to adapt a filter funnel to extract your research question. Now, what do I mean by filter funnel? Let's look at this. Say you take a very simple example, say, child abuse, which is a very, very disturbing, issue nowadays. So we need to understand here that what is causing the rapist to commit this crime? What is running inside his brain? So the cognitive behavior, of course, depends upon the how the brain functions. So we need to understand that. So now we are narrowing down. The next point is to what extent is this crime caused by environmental and genetic factors? So when I talk about the genetic factors, there are specific genes which create a disturbance in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest mode. And because these are all our happy hormones and neurotransmitters. So a small disturbance, even if there is a small disturbance, it can cause havoc, chaos in the complete system. So now when we talk about, see, here I have drawn a correlation between, how my response variable is behaving in line with my explanatory variable. So here the independent variable is, of course, my environmental and genetic factors, whereas my response variable, which is my dependent variable, is, of course, the behavior of the rapist. Well, statistics says that 40% of the sexual offenses, are due to genetic factors, and 2% is attributed to environmental factors. Now, what are environmental factors? If there is a very disturbed relationship between siblings and, at home with respect to parental attitudes, with neighbors and with your peer mates. So, of course, the mind gets disturbed right from a very early age, and this is absolutely not healthy for the mind. So, when we talk about the genetic factors, there is a neurotransmitter which is called serotonin and dopamine. So, these are two neurotransmitters and hormones which are treated to be happy hormones. So, they face an imbalance due to an enzyme called MAOA, which is a very popular term you're going to come across when you study the brain and behavior. So it is called monoamine oxidase. So oxidase A. So this is an enzyme which breaks the neurotransmitters in the brain, including your dopamine and serotonin. So low levels of dopamine is responsible for this kind of perversion, this kind of aggression in behavior. So see, let's just go back to the previous slide to see how from a generic topic like child rape, what causes the rapist to commit this crime, we are narrowing down. So we are trying to establish, a relationship between the independent and dependent variables. And finally, we have narrowed down to a very specific question, that how and why is MAOA linked with child abuse? That's it. This becomes your RQ. That's, I think for today, that's